Hi, my name is Ajish Babu. Today we will learn about for each loop in C Sharp. So this is a part of the video series of the Unity programming using C Sharp. So in the previous video we saw or we learned about for loop. A for loop is used if you want to execute a statement or a group of statements during the programming. And in for loop, we have used like three parts are there in that for loop mainly. First is the initializer, where we start a loop with one integer value normally like a 0. Then next we have a condition, like if while that condition is true, then the statements will be executed. And next we have the iterator value, like the increment value or the decrement value. So that is the main parts of the for loop. So if you have not watched my video of for loop, I request you to watch that so that it will be easier for you to understand today's class also. So today we are going to see what is the for each loop. So for each loop is similar to for loop. It is also used to execute a statement or group of statements inside a array or list or you. That is what the purpose of for each loop. But in a for each loop, we have to define the type of the elements that we are going to execute in a loop or a list. And it is easier to understand, or when another developer or the other person looks into your code, it is easier to understand what is the purpose of that loop when you are using for each loop. So that is my opinion. And today we are going to see some of the examples which we can use to learn the purpose of for each loop in C# programming. Okay, so let us start. So we will open my script file. Here I will create an integer array. Okay, so integer, I will just give it as integer array marks. Okay, and marks is equal to then new integer array, and I will give the size of that array. Okay, that is, I will give 5. Then I will give the marks like 21, then 34, 54, then 65, then 32. Okay, so I will give some values. What we are going to do next is we are going to display the marks using the for each loop. Okay, so for that I will go to my start function, then I will use for each. Okay, so for each I already mentioned that we have to give the type of the values which we are going to use. So what is the type of the value? So you can see that I have created an array of the type data type integer. Okay, so here I have to define that type as an integer. Then I can give any name. I will just give it as mark. Okay, integer mark in where is what is the name of the array which we are going to use, that is marks. Okay, give it as like for each integer mark in marks, and I will display this. So you can just go for debug.log, and I can give it as mark is, then I can just give the variable name. I don't have to define this like marks, then square brackets marked like we used in for loop. You have here I have defined a type. Okay, then I am directly calling that from the array. Okay, so you can just keep it like debug.log mark is mark. Okay, now I am first we will see what is the result we are getting. Okay, so I will go back to Unity. I will run this application. Okay, so I will just play this. First I will open my console window and I can play this. So here you can see that I am getting the output as mark is 21, 34, 54, 65 and 32. So here I have the 5 elements there. Okay, 5, that is the length of my array. Okay, so my first element is 21, then 34, then like that my last element is 32. Okay, so here you can see that these are the values which got displayed by using this for each loop. Here I have done I have an array of integer type and I have displayed the values inside that particular array. So I hope you understood what is the purpose of for each loop. So for each loop is similar to for loop. Okay, so there in for loop we use this iterator and initializer to go through the elements of an array or a list, or you want to execute a particular statement for a number of times. Okay, then you can use the for loop. But in a for loop, it is not necessary that you have to create an array or list. Okay, so you can directly go for using for loop. You can just display the statement. But here, how we use that is that we use it using an array, and we use this for each loop to go through each and every element of the array and display the result. So I hope you understood this much. So in this example, we have used the integer data type. Okay, so we will see one more example. Like here I am going to use the string. Okay, so you can just go for string array. I am just going to create another one called subjects. Okay, so you can just go for new string array. That is, I am going to give it as 5. Then I am going to give the name of that subject. Okay, so that is, I will go for physics. I can go for chemistry, then maths, English. Then I will go for biology. Okay. So these are the name of the subjects which I have, and I have got the marks list also corresponding to that subjects. So here I have used the integer mark in marks. Now I am going to display the subject. Subject I will create before marks. Okay, so you can just go for each. So what is the type of this array? So a type of this one is string. Okay, so this is a string array. I will just give the name as subjects. So I have to give it as a string and give a name, give a proper name. So it is a string subject in subjects. Okay. So again, I will use this like a debug dot log. So I am going to display the name of the subject. So that is debug.log. The subject is, I am going to give it as subject. Okay. So here you can see that I have two for each loops are there. One is iterating through the subject. Okay. Then the next one is displaying the values in marks. Okay, so you can see that for getting the values in the subjects, I am using the type of string, and for marks, I am using the type of integer. Okay, because my subjects is a string array and marks is an integer array. Okay, so this is very important that you have to give the same type when you use the for each loop. Now I will go back to my Unity. Now I will see what is the output I am getting. So I will just clear this, then I will run the application again. So here we can see that I am getting this the name of the subjects like physics, chemistry, maths, English, biology. Then I am getting the marks also. Okay, so this way you can use the for each loop for different types to get the values from an array or list. Now I will try with giving some other type in the for each loop. So you can see that my subjects is a string array, but instead of string I am going to give it as integer. Okay, so I am going to give it as integer. Now we will see. So you can see that I am getting an error like cannot convert type string to integer. So you cannot give another type. You are trying to iterate through the array or list of another type. So if your list is a type of string, or your array is a type of string, and if you want to take the information from that array, then you have to use the same type. Okay, so instead of integer, I have to use string. So I hope you understood the use of for each loop. Okay, it is similar to a for loop, but you can use for each if you want to use the type to pass through the list or the array. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.